Hi guys, I'm excited to announce that I'm a new ambassador of KiwiBet Uganda. KiwiBet is a new betting and gaming platform in Uganda. It allows you to place bets on all your favorite games: football, tennis, basketball, and most importantly, the Premier League. The Champions League is also back. The draws have been drawn today, and KiwiBet is also giving you a chance to double your winnings with crazy odds. So what they're doing is they're going to give you boosted odds on Premier League and Champions League games this season. So all you have to do, just head over to KiwiBet, place a bet on Champions League games, place a bet on the Premier League games as well, and you are going to be a massive winner. When something is new, it is giving. Remember to follow KiwiBet on all their socials: Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. All their links are in the description of this video. You will not regret it. Welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is the latest Arsenal news and transfer news as well. Deadline day is getting done today, just a few hours, as Raheem Sterling is one of the players Arsenal are still tracking. But the biggest problem we have is injuries. And like I said, Arsenal this season, we are not going to get away with it. We have around 10 games to play in the UEFA Champions League. That is, give or take. We have around 38 games to play in the Premier League, unless we can cancel some, which is very, very impossible. A few games in the FA Cup. And of course, many of the players that we are signing and many of our players played at the Euros, and most of them actually advanced until the semi-finals, quarterfinals, and the finals as well. Mikel Marino is another addition to the Arsenal sick bay, and it has been confirmed by the manager he's going to be out for quite some time. That could be a couple of weeks. Gabriel Jesus is another one that has been ruled out for tomorrow's game against Brighton. Mikel says there's nothing we can do. He is injured. So have we really done enough in this window to make sure that Arsenal are at the same level as we were last campaign, or have we got worse? In my opinion, this is a transfer window where I can strongly say Arsenal have got worse. Ramsdale goes out, Neto comes in, that's a downgrade. Ricardo Calafiori coming in, obviously that's an upgrade. But Mikel Merino coming in, and basically that's not really an upgrade on Rice that was playing in that position really. And if you've lost Fabio Vieira in that area and you've lost Emil Smith-Rowe, I don't think that's an upgrade in quality. You've added another body, but you've released a lot of quality as well. So the manager has been speaking about the situation, injuries, transfers, Brighton. Let's get into it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Let's get into it. Now, Fabrizio Romano broke the story, and he confirmed that Arsenal have some bad news as Mikel Merino is injured. He's had a shoulder injury. It looks like he will be out for a few weeks. He landed on the floor, this according to Mikel Arteta. He landed on the floor and Gabi landed on top of him. It's a fracture probably, and we will not have him for quite some time. This is very similar to what happened with Fabio Vieira. The difference with Vieira is that he came in at Arsenal with that injury, and we thought it was a small knock. We thought it was something small. But I've always said that pre-season is very key and very, very important for players. For example, I'm not saying if he signs earlier, he doesn't pick up this injury. I mean, Julian Timber signed a little bit earlier on, but again, he picked up that injury at the beginning of the season. But what I want to say is that now Mikel Merino won't be able to train. He has not had a pre-season. How do we integrate him into the squad? This is going to be another case of Fabio Vieira where you're literally going to have to wait a whole year. And this guy is 28, so that he will be 29 then. He signed a 4-year deal. You're going to have to wait a whole year before you see what he can do. Because even if he comes back and he trains maybe for 1 or 2 months, you're not really going to integrate him into the squad as quickly as Julian Timber or Gabriel Jesus, Alexander Zinchenko that actually signed earlier. And that's why I think that this transfer market has been the worst. This summer has been the worst that I've seen under Mikel Arteta. Obviously, as an Arsenal fan, I've seen worse transfer windows. I've seen, a transfer window where Arsenal signed Danny Welbeck as a solution. I've seen a transfer window where we signed Sylvester as a solution by under Arsene Wenger. So I've seen worse. But the Mikel Merino situation puts us in a very precarious situation. Now, the only advantage Mikel has here is that, one, we are playing Brighton and we are at home. So you really don't need him in that game. Rice can start with Partey and Odegaard. And then in midfield, we can bring on Jorginho. That's the end of the list, isn't it? You can bring on Jorginho maybe a little bit later on. We don't have other options. So he comes in as a player who would allow us to rotate Rice, Partey, and Odegaard as well. So because it's coming in as an extra layer of quality, an extra body of the in the squad, we will not miss him that much. But where we're going to miss him is what I told you earlier on. If you've not seen my UEFA Champions League video, go and watch it, because I've been talking about the games. They're now 8. Mandatory 8 for you to qualify to the round of 16, and we have 1 this coming month in September. We have 2 in October. We have 2 in November, 1 in December, and 2 in January. So you add that to the already existing Premier League fixtures, and the injury of Mikel Merino, and the fact that we will not have time to integrate him in the squad, and he's not going to train with the team for quite some time. There is a big problem. Now, Gabriel Jesus is another big problem confirmed by Mikel Arteta. He's going to be out for some time. And for me, with Gabriel Jesus, Mikel Arteta, Edu, and whoever's been working on transfers would be lying if they say, we actually didn't know that Gabriel Jesus is this vulnerable. It's a lie. He's a fragile person. He's a delicate player. And he's got bones made out of straws. The fact that Arsenal are still strongly not linked with a serious winger, like, this is the time where I would think Arsenal either go and get a striker. Everton is going to Saudi Arabia. Osimhen is going to probably Chelsea. Why are Chelsea having João Felix, who can play as a 9, false 9? They're having Christopher Nkunku, who can play as a very good 9. They have Jackson, not good, but he can play as a 9. And they're adding Osimhen. And we have Kai Havertz only, and we are not even trying to add a player. I mean, initially it was because we had Eddie Nketiah. Nketiah is gone. Gabriel Jesus is a masquerader of a 9. Somehow we need to do something, honestly. So Gabriel Jesus is also out against Brighton in our predicted 11. He won't make it. Also, Mikel Marino won't make it to the squad, and it's going to be for a couple of weeks. Obviously, we have that 2-week break after Brighton, so probably if both of them are going to be out for 4 weeks, we will see them in November. October, they are out of action. Good luck with that. Mikel Arteta has been speaking about deadline day. He was asked about what to expect, and he says, this is football. Overall, we have tried to do all the things we wanted. This is embarrassing, first and foremost. And he says, there was a lot to do and still a few hours to go. I think we are prepared. We have tried to do all the things we wanted to do. I don't understand. I really, really don't. The priorities were... We needed an extra defender. I don't know whether we did or not, but the manager wanted one. We got one. The goalkeeping department, Arsenal have signed Neto from Bournemouth. It's a here we go. So, okay. It's a downgrade to Ramsdale, but it's okay. I don't have a problem with that. We wanted a striker. We wanted a winger. We wanted a number 6, a more reliable number 6 as compared to Thomas Partey. We got none of those. And the manager says we were close to getting what we wanted. Unless if the idea and the plan is to use Mikel Merino as a long-term 8 and Rice as a long-term 6, I still think that Declan Rice and his ball progression, subpar. If I compare him to Lodri, if I compare him to Martin Zubimendi, if I compare him to players like... Onana, I still think that he's better off in the 8 than in the 6. That's why I wanted Douglas Luiz before him. I wanted Zubimendi. I wanted, I wanted so many players before him in that 6. But if we're going to use him as a 6, again, good luck with that, right? So the manager says that we are very, very close to fulfilling what we wanted to do this summer. I hope that we have bigger plans next summer. Mikel, on whether we shall see any activity in the last few hours, says, let's see, it's always possible in the last 3 and 4 hours of the window. We'd never rule out anything. And it says on Raheem Sterling, we can't talk about him, but obviously he is, a player Arsenal are linked with. On Aaron Ramsdale, Mikel says, first of all, we want to say thank you so much for what he's done for the club and for our team. When he joined, he brought a lot of charisma and energy, and he was really, really good at that time. Things developed, and he had a situation that was difficult for him, and he was insisting a lot. He was that he was very, very happy when he plays. We try to fulfill his desire his desire that he had, and he looked really excited and happy the other day while he was joining Southampton. Okay, on the rumors linking us with Neto, Mikel says it's clear and obvious that we want to replace Kalhine, and we also want to replace Ramsdale after losing both of them. So now we need to replace them. So probably Neto is now confirmed by the manager. We will find out whether Arsenal will announce him before the Bournemouth game. Obviously, he won't be part of the squad because I don't think Arsenal have registered him. No, we've not registered him today by midday. So he won't be part of the squad either way. He won't be part of the squad. Okay, Mikel Arteta talking about Brighton's start to the season. He says, we try to prepare like every manager and every team does, giving us the exact information and the relevant information that can really help us and give us what we need to win the game. We'll try to do the same tomorrow for a team that is doing really well and have shown and have won all games with their new coach. Yeah, I mean, they looked good. They've really looked good. They're resilient. That's one of the things that Brighton do not lose under Dizabi, under Potter, and now under Fabian Hausler. They are still very resilient as a sign. On the way the team are defending from the front, it says it's a big strength for us. The commitment and education of every player and every ball and every single action is important. In those two games, it is true that we haven't given much away, but the ones that we have given, they were pretty clear, and our goalkeeper has made 2 big saves to give us clean sheets. So there are certainly things to improve, but I think overall the commitment of the team on that front is actually superb. On if he's happy with the squad at the moment, it says, I'm always happy with the squad. I think we have tremendous boys, magnificent group of human beings. We always want to do better. We cannot deny that. The most important thing is to try to improve our own players, and then in terms of the numbers and the quality, we can improve the squad. I don't understand why he says this. I don't understand, because when you say that you want to improve your own players first, Vieira is gone, Emil Smith-Rowe is gone, Nketiah is gone. Who are you trying to improve? Ramsdale is gone as well. Okay, so who are we trying to improve? Reece Nelson? We are trying to improve Reece Nelson. We're trying to improve. Honestly, I just think that this transfer window has been a failure, and of course they'll never admit it as Arsenal. They'll never agree that it was disorganized. But if you're a manager and you're willing to get more out of players, Emil Smith-Rowe is one player that you would die not to sell. Fabio Vieira, again, that's another player that we know quality is there. You die not to sell him. So there is nothing. He's trying to say that he wants to improve some of his players or players in the squad. Not really. The market is our solution, and we've not turned to the market. So we hope for the best this season. We really, really do. Mikel Arteta on Edin Nketiah's potential departure. He's left Arsenal. Mikel says, when that happens, we can talk about it. On if we have enough power in attack, he says, yes, it's what we have. One of the biggest strengths that we have over the past 2 years or 3 years has been the way we've shared the goals. We are going to have to continue to do that. If we can, on top of that, get players to score 25 to 30 goals in a season, then that is a perfect competition. Honestly, who can score 25 to 30 goals at Arsenal? Guys, let's be honest, right? At times I can be negative on this podcast, and I hate myself for that. But who can score 30 goals at Arsenal? The closest player to consistently bring in good numbers is Saka. The rest of the lads have fallen off ever since that one good campaign they had. Odegaard is playing much better, by the way, but goals have dried up, and not really dried up, but he's scoring 8-9 and assisting 8-9 times. Trossard, I think Trossard is quality, but you're not going to get 20-25 goals from him. Not from Kai Havertz, certainly, and also not from Gabriel Martinelli. So, again, when he talks about improving his squad, improving his players, you either go to the market and find players that can score for you 20 to 30 goals, 25 to 30 goals, or you just keep quiet, because we don't have players that are capable of getting 25 to 30 goals in this Arsenal team. It's as simple as that. So, and of course, our firepower is not good enough. It's not good enough. On Gabriel Jesus, he says he's progressing really well. He had a muscle injury and he's doing quite a lot of the stuff. He's always, as always, he's already. So we expect him to be back with us really, really soon. Yeah, he will be back and he will go back again. That is Gabriel Jesus. On the impact of Leandro Trossard, Mikel says it's a huge impact, and not only when he starts from the bench, when he starts games too, big games as well. Last season, you look especially at the last quarter of the season, the amount of runs of games he had was huge, and he was really consistent with his threat on goal. Okay, basically that's it. He's talked about transfers. He's talked about a few injuries. I mean, nothing really exciting about this press conference, is there? I thought he was going to again say that we are working on a few things before deadline day. We are doing this and that. But him and Edu seem to be convinced that this group has been strong enough that reducing the number of players, hence reducing the quality, and not replacing that quality, is actually good enough. But from now, I'm telling you guys, I'm not predicting Arsenal to win anything this season. If we do, that's good. If we don't, no surprises, no shockers, because for me, this window has been absolutely shocking. But of course, my starting 11 against Brighton is coming up. Transfer deadline day is coming up. Make sure you hit the like button, you subscribe, and don't go anywhere.